All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our power, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shah. Call Halayam La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Makakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this 100% truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And salutations, peace, blessings, and safety into the hopeful elect, especially in these times. All right, and shalom, this is the brother Abiyah with another lesson through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying unto the elect. And it's just going to be a few words on the movie They Cloned Tyrone, all right, which is can be watched on Netflix. All right, this the movie right here, man. Hey, this movie right here is just a telltale, man. It's just basically, hey, let me get it. No, that's all it is. Psalm 64:8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." All right, and what that means is they basically are revealing themselves. They telling on themselves. All right, they're exposing themselves by the things that they say. Okay, and as we know, for the most part, man, Esau speaks, right? Esau being the so-called white man, and in particular, the so-called elites, right, who run the world, those who have control of the earth right now. They speak for the most part through their media, through their TV shows and movies, okay, through their news, and just they use that medium, all right, to speak and to so-called tell you what they're gonna do or what they've already done. All right, they use it not only to prophesy on the left hand side, but they also use it to boast about what they've already done and accomplished. Okay, and this movie is one of the ones that they basically boasting about what they've already done. All right, the things that they've done, particularly to us Israelites, us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, this highlights the so-called black community, right, which is the Southern Kingdom, about what they've done to us and how they've corrupted us. The part that they've played in our corruption. We understand we under the curses, but guess what? The Lord used these other nations, particularly, first and foremost, the Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to corrupt us as a nation. From them, putting drugs in our neighborhoods, from them, brainwashing us with religion, and these false ideologies, to just them encouraging us in every evil way. All right. But this movie right here, man, this is a spoiler alert. But this movie right here shows exactly, what brothers already been talking about, man, beginning with the apostles on down. It's just not, it's not something that's surprising to see, but it's a lot of jakes out there that are oblivious to what actually happened and how they're keeping us, docile and away from the truth. All right, I'm going to start off with Psalm 64:2. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." All right, and the workers of iniquity is talking about Esau, Edom, man. And again, particularly the so-called elites, those who have the power and the resources and the actual, ability to make changes in our lives, to affect things that directly or actually to manipulate and to change things that directly affect us, like our water, our food, putting tobacco, in our stores, right? Now you got dispensaries, things of that nature, all right? Who's able to, pay these so-called pastors and bishops to teach false doctrines to our people, right? They have the power to do that. They have the power to pollute the earth and so on and so forth, man, to aid in the things that destroy us. Esau has that power. Nobody else has that power and that access and those resources to do what he's done to our people and what he's continuing to do. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Yeah, so the things that they do is in darkness. It's behind closed doors. And they say, who gonna see this? Ain't nobody gonna know what we doing. All right? They not gonna see it coming. Right? They encourage themselves in wickedness. All right, and they plan on laying traps, right? What's that word? Snares mean traps. All right, privily, secretly. They lay traps for our people secretly, man. All right, I remember not too long ago I seen a video of a big, it was a big ass crate full of assault rifles and guns that only, people who have military or government access can have, man. We talking about big guns. And it was left in the middle of the hood in a big ass wooden crate. That, first of all, Jake don't even have the equipment to move around that type of, equipment. Jake ain't, the everyday Jake don't got their own forklift or their own crane and things like that to carry that. And it was done and nobody seen it. Nobody seen it get dropped, but it was just there. When everybody woke, when everybody seen it, it was just there, it just popped up. That's just one thing, it's been done as well when it comes to drugs, man. It's been crates, Jake might call it a care package, of drugs, big ass kilos of cocaine and heroin and things like that get dropped in Jake hood for them to further, hey, Jake takes part in their own oppression. Even though we are being oppressed, Jake takes part in their own oppression by giving in to those snares and those traps. Right? Jake don't have to take them damn kilos of cocaine and heroin. They don't have to take them assault rifles. But guess what? They take it because they see it as an opportunity. And then they use that to further destroy one another. That was part of those snares that was laid privily for our people. It says they search out iniquities, right? They look for the things that we can do to harm one another, man. The things that are against our power. They know we have a power. They know our power is Yahweh. And they know that the Lord gave us law, statutes, and commandments. So they specifically search out the things that we was told not to do, and they push it on us. It says they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them is, and the heart is deep. So yeah, this nigga has went far and beyond to do research and to study our people, our nature. They know exactly what triggers Jake. They know what, how to get certain emotions out of Jake. They know how to get Jake, as far as, these different gifts and rewards, these different things that they can use to entice Jake. They know that for the most part, these Jakes, man, we come from nothing. We don't have nothing. All right, we're downtrodden as a nation. So they know that, hey, in this time, Jake got a price. And they know that certain things, right? Some niggas will do something for, $20,000. Some niggas will add to the corruption of our people for, a monthly check or whatever the case may be. They know Jake got a price. And they've done this, and not only as far as, prices and, temptation and enticements and things like that, but they also know what Jake is weak to. They know Jake is weak to women. They know Jake is weak to drugs and alcohol. They know Jake is weak for this religion because they know that some Jakes, we were naturally spiritual, so they know how to manipulate our heritage, our culture, actually. Yeah, like I say, man, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right? And in this movie, man, it shows you exactly what they've done to manipulate our people, man. In this particular movie, they, just to, I'm not going to speak too much on it, but just to give a brief description on what was going on. Basically, Jake, he a drug dealer. He was just living his everyday life, right? Which is the one they call Tyrone. All right, but in the movie, this particular character, his name Fontaine. All right, and he just everyday nigga, dealing drugs, dealing with the enemies, right, of his own nation, shooting, killing, whatever. All right, and actually somebody had basically caught him slipping. I'm just breezing through it. And basically his enemies caught him slipping and end up shooting him, killing him. And then after he got killed, it changed to another scene, and he was basically alive, but it's kind of hard to explain. But he basically woke up after he got killed. He basically woke up as if it was a dream, but it was real. And when he went back to the people that basically seen him get killed or that witnessed him get killed, they was like thrown off because they was like, I know I seen you get killed. They was like what's going on? All right, but long story short, you have to really watch it to understand what I'm saying. But basically Jake, went for some revenge to find the dudes that killed him. And as he went to the house, because he used this hoe, right? She was playing the hoe, a prostitute. And basically the prostitute knew where, she recognized the car of the dudes that killed him and knew where they stayed at. So when they went to the house, it was all dark. Nothing was, how they recognized it or how she recognized it. It was basically like a different house. And there was this door that was in the middle of the kitchen that was open. And it was more like an elevator. All right. And when they went down the elevator, they came to this lab and they seen this Edomite, right, with a afro wig on, just dancing. You've seen a bunch of chemicals and a bunch of laboratory equipment around. All right. And then fast forward, Jake Jake and them, they end up, the white dude end up dead. Okay. The pimp, it was three of them. It was the dude Fontaine, right, the drug dealer, and then it was the hoe, and then it was the pimp, all right, which was played by Jamie Foxx. All right, when Jamie Foxx went down there, he came across this white powdery substance that he didn't know what it was, but he wanted to take some anyway. He thought it was cocaine, and the nigga, he snorted some of it. He snorted some of the white powder, and he started laughing, but it was he started laughing, and he took some of the powder with him. All right, fast forward, they leave out of the place, and it's the next day, and they trying to figure out what they gonna do. So they at this chicken spot, and they eating some chicken. All right, and then, well, first of all, the white dude, before he got popped, he said, man, you don't want to do this, man. We're everywhere. All right, so when they was at the chicken spot, it was a dude, like he was like the manager of the chicken place, and he was dressed just like the white dude in the laboratory. He was a Edomite with an afro wig on, and he was basically keeping Jake enchanted. And then it was a scene where they was just talking, and then everybody just started laughing, and then the pimp dude Jamie Foxx, he started looking around like what's going on. He was like, as long as I knew this dude, I never seen him laugh. And he was like thrown off. He was like, I never seen him laugh. And he put two and two together, and he realized that it was that powder that was making dude laugh, because everybody in the chicken spot was laughing. All right. But that goes into how, we got these, these different fast food restaurants, and the chemicals and everything that they put in our food. The food that we have, the restaurants, even the corner stores, the convenience stores that we have in our neighborhoods, they don't have the same convenience stores and liquor stores on or in these Edomite neighborhoods. You got the Panera Breads, you got the Olive Gardens, you got the Sprouts and all that in their neighborhoods. But when you go to our neighborhood, it's things that corrupt us, things that keep us docile, because they understand that food comes with vibration. So they make sure that they alter our food that we eat, in our neighborhoods. Not saying that it's not, the same food in their neighborhoods, right? But it's heavy in our neighborhoods. Popeyes and McDonald's and Burger King and Chick-fil-A and all that. That's in our neighborhoods, because the ingredients that they use to make these foods, they understand that it lowers our vibration, man. It lowers our frequency, and it keeps our people docile. It keeps our people at it messes up our mental function, man. All right. It literally, the chemicals, it dumbs you down. Literally. All right. And in that scene in the movie, man, these people was just laughing, nobody had a care in the world. Everybody just la-di-da-di-da, because they eating on that chicken, man. And then they it was another scene as well. They also realized that not only was that powdery substance, that white powdery substance, it was in the chicken, right, that Jake was eating. It was in the grape drink that Jake was drinking, and it was in the it was this hair perm, right, that the women was getting in their hair. All the black women was getting, perms in their heads, and they put that white powder in all of that. So it was in the hair perm, it was in the grape drink, and it was in the chicken. All right, and that powdery substance was keeping Jake docile, man. It was keeping them dumbed down. It was keeping them in a dumbass state, and that's part of that secret council that these devils that they had, man. Understanding our biological makeup, that hey, we supposed to be eating fruits and vegetables and organic things, right? But now you fast forward to today, all Jake eat is fast food, and Lunchables and TV dinners, if they are so-called cooking at home, you throwing some shit in the microwave real quick, right? Things that aren't feeding your body, things that's not helping with the electricity of your body, right? Which that helps with your cognitive function, man. But Jake is eating things that are dead, things that have no nutrients, things that have no supplements in it, right? And Jake they don't supplement. Even if Jake did supplement, it's canceling out each other, because the food that you eating is BS. So if you do take supplements on top of that, it's like it's nothing, right? But you have to eat good as well as supplement. You have to, hey, everything works together. The supplements help the food, right, in the areas where the food is lacking, because our food, our vegetables, and the things that we eat, that we try to eat that's good, that's even lacking because of the soil that is being grown in, and the fertilizers and things that it's being sprayed with. All right, so we only get so much nutrients from the good things that we try to eat, so we have to supplement. We have to eat herbs and different vitamins and things of that nature to make up for what we lacking in our food. And they understand that, man. That's part of that that searching out, man. All right, but this is I quoted, or I wrote down a few quotes from the movie, right? So after they basically, those three, right, the pimp, the hoe, and the drug dealer, right, which is all Jake, they basically was working together, and they somehow the one Jake, the pimp dude, right, Jamie Foxx, he came across a key, a code key, right, which was for access to those different secret doors to get down to those laboratories where the cloning was taking place. So, fast forward, I'm skipping a lot, but just to get to the point, they went down there, and they was they came across the big room where all the clones was, and they thought that it was their whole neighborhood that was cloned, but they found out that it wasn't the whole neighborhood that was cloned. It was only certain people from the neighborhood that was cloned, right? And the people that was cloned was the people that was helping with the destruction of the community, right? It was the pimp that was cloned. It was the drug dealer that was cloned. It was the hoe that was cloned. It was the pastor, right? They had a scene where the pastor was, talking straight bullshit. You gotta watch the movie, man. I encourage you brothers and you few sisters that may be watching to watch that movie. Okay, it was a scene with the pastor, teaching Jake straight BS, and then they start dancing, and it was just madness, man. And I'm like, hey, brothers, been talking about this. This is something that we've already been talking about, right? These false pastors, okay. But yeah, man, hey, it was the pastor, the drug dealer, the pimp, the hoe, and the gangbangers. And it was also, the people that was that don't do shit but party, the people that's basically already in the community. All right, the people that's just You know, it was a scene where it was a lot of them. It was a lot of people in the club. You know, everybody just dancing, and then the DJ was one of the Edomites with the the one of the Edomites with the Afro wig on, right? And he was, speaking some words and was putting them in a trance, and basically made them attack the pimp, the hoe, and the drug dealer. All right, but it was a scene where they was running, right, and they ended up in the car, and then the whole club was chasing after them. It was a whole club full of Jake that was under a trance, and they all start, because again, they was using the music. Not only was they using the food and the church, but they was using the music as well to enchant Jake, right? Because these are the things that that play a big part in the enchanting of our people. The music, the vibration that comes with this wicked ass music, rap, drill music, you know, all that, the adultery music, right? The church, which is keeping our people docile, the food that we eating, which is keeping our vibration low. All of these things, they understand that was playing a part in our demise, man. All these things were to our detriment, man. Okay, but yeah, they had all of these jakes that was in the club, basically in a trance off that music, and made them attack these people. All right, and as they ran, they ended up on this street. All right, and then they just all of a sudden stopped, and then this Edomite rolled up. He was one of the higher ups in the whole little experiment or whatever. And I just wrote down a little couple quotes from that interaction, right? And basically, obviously it was more said, but I just got the key points. All right, just the Jake woman, right, which was playing the role of the hoe, right, the prostitute. She said, "Y'all torturing people down there." And then the Edomite was like, "We're not torturing anybody." He said, "We're experimenting, researching, doing science." He said, "For the greater good, I might add." All right, quick precept. Zechariah 11:5. I'm gonna start at 4. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them." All right, and whose possession are we in right now? We are still in captivity. We still slaves to this day. As Israelites, we are in captivity to our oppressor, man. Beginning with Esau, Edom. All right, we are in their possession right now. They are our possessors. All right, it says, "Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty." Yeah, they don't think it's wrong. They think what they're doing is a good cause, man. The wickedness that they've put on us, right? The way that they've led our people, right? Which is a destructive way. They think they're doing a good work, man. "And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not." All right, just for that point of what the Edomite said, he like, "Hey, well, we doing this for the greater good." Right? When it was a bunch of jakes down there in these containers, okay? There was a bunch of jakes down there in these containers full of liquid, being preserved so they can continue to be experimented on, right? Which is torture. I don't personally believe in cloning, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is not gonna give these devils that type of power, right? Because even if they do have some kind of surrogate or something like that in a lab, it don't have a soul. So all they really doing is just being freaky and weird, man, just to say the least. Of course, I believe they are doing some kind of experimenting behind closed doors on humans and actually trying to accomplish cloning, but I don't think they actually accomplished cloning, me personally. All right, but I speak as a man, Hey, it says, again, we're not torturing anybody. We're experimenting, researching, doing science. It says, for the greater good, I might add. And then the lady was, it was a little bit more of a conversation. And then she was like telling lies in America. And then the dude was like, the Edomite was like, America was an experiment, right? Which America is an experiment, man. Okay, when you think about everything that's going on in this place, it's a big joke, man. It's a big experiment. It's a clown show. All right. It says a half-baked idea cooked up by aristocratic ideologues living in mansions built by slaves. All right, and that's referring to these so-called elites, man. Right, the aristocrats, the upper echelon, the high society. You know, those who sit in high place right now. Okay. It said he said America was an experiment, a half-baked idea cooked up, right, which is um, thought of, right, by these so-called elites who run the world, right, and while they sitting up there living in these mansions, more like castles, built by slaves, man. And then the drug dealer Jake, he you know, it was a little bit more conversation that took place, and then the Jake, uh, I guess you can call him Tyrone. He was like, so the only reason I exist is to keep this place fucked up. And then the Edomite was like, oh, Fontaine. He said, don't go all glass half empty on me now. He said, you're a goddamn patriot. He said, as far as I'm concerned, you're Captain America. So the way that they look at the worst Jakes, you know, when you think about these murderous, villainous Jakes out there, you know, the ones that's, you know, so-called catching bodies, the drug dealers, you know, the pimps. Hey, they're looked at as these Edomites, Captain America, you know, because they are considered an asset in these devil's plans, man. They're considered an asset in this whole agenda of destroying our people. Okay, they're looked at as, you know, a major. They looked at as a major role in this wicked society, right? Because as long as Jake is dealing drugs to each other, you know, killing each other during, you know, with gang banging, you know, pimping each other out, selling each other, you know, getting over on each other, so on and so forth. Hey, that's a good deed in his eyes, because you're aiding in his agenda. All right. And then there was this, you know, a little bit more conversation, and then, you know, Jake was mad, man. He was fed up. So basically, the Edomite was like, all right, so you got two choices. You either do nothing and go back to your lives, or dude right here gonna kill you, right? Which the dude that was there was one of the clones of Fontaine. Okay, was one of the earlier clones of Fontaine, and you know, basically he was under a trance. All right, and then Jake was like, how about option 3? I just kill you, right? And he upped his gun. He was about to shoot the Edomite, but then the Edomite yelled opium black, which was a control word, right? And I just, you know, just my notes or whatever. And then, you know, he yelled opium black, which stopped Jake in his tracks. You know, he couldn't move, all right? And when you look up the word opium, as I did, opium is a reddish-brown, heavy-scented, addictive drug prepared from the juice of the opium poppy, used as a narcotic and in medicine as an analgesic. Okay, which is basically a drug, man. It's something that's very addictive. So he used that word, right, which was a control word, all right. And drugs is one thing that controlled Jake as well. All right, it keeps Jake in a trance. You know, you can manipulate and brainwash and hypnotize Jake with drugs. And I just found it, you know, it just stuck out to me that that they chose those words as a control word to stop Jake, man. So I just wanted to look that word up, you know, real quick. All right, but from there I'm gonna get Psalms 10:8. It says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily, right, secretly set against the poor, all right, and we are the poor, all right. The Israelites are the poor, and his eyes, right, his evil eye is set against us. It says he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. So yeah, man, they're on a hunt for Israelites. Okay, Esau is as that cunning hunter, and we are the main prey. All right, these Edomites are out to get us in every way, man, and they are hunting us and using these different forms of weapons, right, through our food, through the air we breathe, through the water we drink, through the music we listen to. Everything that Jake tries to do to just live, to just, you know, everything that we do to just, try to, I don't want to say escape, but just to live, just to have a little comfort. They use it as a weapon against us. Jake, they know Jake love music, so they corrupt it. They know Jake wants to eat. They know Jake love to eat, so what do? They downgrade our food, man, our food quality. And not only do they downgrade the food quality, but they make sure that the food that we eat is destroying us from the inside out, and mentally as well, lowering our vibration. All right, they know that Jake love women, so let's corrupt that and make it to where they're out there hoeing and being prostitutes and pimping each other out. They know this. All right, it says he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Yeah, they make it seem like they there to help you. They make it seem like the choice that you're making is a good choice. All right, it's going to be beneficial for you. They tell these hoes that you don't have to have a man. You can go make your own money, and then they go sell their bodies. They tell Jake, oh, you can make money off these hoes. You know how much money it is in pimping? Go get you some. All right. They tell Jake that it's profitable to get in the Christian business, the Baptist business, as a pastor or bishop or whatever the title is, and you can make some money off of that. You just got to abide by our rules. There's certain things you can teach, certain things you can't teach, but you can make some money. All right? They make Jake fall by their strong ones, man. Them strongholds. It says he have said in his heart, the Most High have forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Because the Lord is punishing our people right now. And it seems as if the Lord forgot us. But the Lord haven't forgot us. And nor has anything this devil has done gone unseen or unrecorded, man. Everything he's doing is on record. Okay? And it's going to be brought to his face as a charge. And he's going to be sentenced. All right? Everything he's done and everything he's continuing to do is being recorded, is being accounted for, man. All right, but because we've went so long without being saved, and he's went so long without any punishment or any kind of recompense for his actions, that he thinks that the Lord forgot about us. Psalms 83:3. They have spoken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So ultimately, this is their goal, man, to cut us off, is to demoralize us, to bring us down, to expose us, and then to try to accuse us to the Heavenly Father for the things that we doing when He's putting us in a position to do those things. Jake don't got no laboratories to create cocaine and crack and heroin and meth and all that other bullshit. Jake don't got access to military grade weapons without buying it from or getting it from outside sources. But guess what? Who's matter of fact, the even the grape soda that Jake got in they corner store, who made that? We don't have factories to make our own drinks and snacks and food and things like that. We don't have access to these things that's destroying us. But guess who do? The ones who want to cut us off from being a nation. They want to destroy us. They want to exterminate us. But at the end of the day, the snares that he's laying for us, he's going to be caught up in those snares, man. And he's going to be exterminated. All right? He's going to be brought before the judge. He's going to be punished. All right? But yeah, it's very interesting, that movie. I do encourage brothers to go watch that movie, man. That they cloned Tyrone movie, man. It's very, very telling. All right, but I just wanted to, have a few words on it from my perspective on, what I got from it. But it's very telling, man. All right, but Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the hopeful elect. At DTA, Abba, Ball, soon. Kwam Yashala. Till next time, Shalom.